I'm here today to talk about my story and how we can all make a difference in our own little way. Ever hear from an adult, "You can't do this, you're too young," or even, "You can't make a difference"? You may want to think again, because I'm living proof that you can do anything at any age.
I think one of the things that really captured us about Hannah, about the book, and it just happened, I was at Barnes & Noble and I saw the 100 Wonders of the World book, and I started to flick through it, and I thought it was, very inexpensive for $10 to have all these wonderful pictures, and I thought it would be a good insight for Hannah to open her mind and to see that the world is not just about where we live, America, but it's much bigger. And and that day she was
very inquisitive and learned a lot about different places around the world, and really just loved that book. And one day, her and I were in the car together, and she said, "Dad," she was 2.5. She said, "Dad, can you take me to the Eiffel Tower in Paris and the Taj Mahal in India?" So,
and what was your response?
I told her to ask her grandmother.
The other one that we talked about was Martin Luther King. She did a presentation about Martin Luther King. And me coming from England, I didn't really know about the history about Martin Luther King in detail. So we sort of did our research together with Hannah of learning about him. And the night before her presentation, she was reciting, practicing her speech on her cue cards. And right at the end, it says where he's buried. It's on his tombstone. He's free at last. And Hannah started to cry and cry and cry. Cry so hard that she was catching her breath between each time a tear would come down. My husband at the time thought I was pushing her too hard and felt that, maybe we were just pushing her to her limits. And at that point, I felt really sad. So I grabbed Hannah in my arms and I told her that I was really sorry and that I wasn't pushing her. I was just showing her, that this is her potential. And she looked at me, she raised her head and looked at me. She goes, "No, Mommy, you didn't push me. He's free at last, and I feel it in my heart." She has a passion to make a difference. She always says that she wants to make the world a better place, even better than when she came into it. That's her goal, is to make people kinder, sweeter, to save as many animals as she can, to bring awareness about how we need to take care of each other, but also our environment and other creatures. And that's what we love about her, is the fact that she doesn't just see something and just sit back like majority of us do. She wants to take action. And as parents, we try and give her the tools and help her to help her with her goal and her mission.
Since I was a little girl, my mom taught me to take care of our environment and animals big and small. A famous quote from Gandhi, which I swear by, is, "You must be the change you want to see in the world." And that's so true. If we want to see change, we need to start with ourselves. Just because I'm a gifted student, everyone thinks that I'm good in everything, but I also have some weaknesses, like being in ELA. That's my one weakness. Another quote that I love is from Dr. Seuss's The Lorax. "Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's gonna get better." It's not. About 6 months ago, my mom told me about a wonderful organization she found online called One More Generation, which are founded by 2 kids from Atlanta who are my age, Olivia, age 11, and Carter, age 12. OMG is a non-profit organization that helps endangered animals and bring awareness about plastic pollution. When my mom and I watched our video online, we both cried. I told my mom we need to be the voice for the ones who don't have a voice, and she agreed. I instantly want to help with the OMG Rhino campaign, because if we don't do something now, all black rhinos will disappear by 2022. I promised Olivia and Carter 500 petitions that they could hand deliver to South African President Jacob Zuma. As a result of these actions, OMG made me a student outreach director for North America. And right now, OMG is flying to South Africa to hand over 6,500 petitions. My school heard what we were doing to save the rhinos and wanted to help. The school teamed up with OMG and we developed one of the world's largest papier-mâché rhinos. And Elvis the rhino is currently featured in the airport in Atlanta. Another opportunity crossed my path a few months ago. I learned about a farm called Save the Horses that rescues abused horses and other animals. I decided it was time to take action to help these animals. After hearing of the lack of funds and resources, I couldn't just sit back and not help. After coming up with the idea to raise money with the movie night event, my team of 6 friends and I worked for weeks to spearhead and plan a charity event at Save the Horses Farm.
This morning, a Metro Atlanta horse farm has a little more money this weekend to care for the animals it rescues. A fundraiser was held last night for the Save the Horses organization. Many say they thought the most touching part is that it was all organized by a 10-year-old girl determined to make a difference. CBS Atlanta's Renee Starzik shares her story.
This is Mo. He had a serious trailer accident when he was 2 years old.
This is Cheryl Flanagan's labor of love.
I really believe if you do good, it comes back to you, and it happens here every day.
Caring for abused and neglected horses, dozens of them. She founded SaveTheHorses.org 15 years ago.
They're here because we care about them. We want them safe. We want them as healthy as they can be. And if they can be pasture sound, they could live a long time and be happy.
But the care comes with a cost, $10,000 a month or more on average. That's where Hannah Testa comes in. The 10-year-old from Cumming visited the farm and decided she wanted to help.
Voila, our masterpiece.
She organized a movie fundraiser with all the money going to the rescue organization.
It makes me feel happy that I know that I'm at least helping, because I know that horses, they may be just a small part of our world, but they're still a part of it. Throughout all of this, I've learned many life lessons, such as setting goals and working hard and creatively to achieve them. It also taught me to dream big and never give up. So if you think you're too young to make a difference, think again. As Gandhi would say, if we want to see change in the world, we need to start with ourselves. I hope that together we can and we will make our home, community, country, and world a beautiful place to live. Together, let's change the world.